It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Yeah. Check. Lucky. Pass 85. 57.
On 2nd down, Eckler. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Check 99. Kill. Turn up. Kill. Turn up.
Allen now looks to throw. It's caught. Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Running on first down, Eckler. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, and a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They run with a former Jaguar. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On the ground, it's Eckler, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on 3rd down. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 28. Jones last year led the Bills, 652 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns, more than doubled his production from 2017. Now they're hoping for an even bigger bump this year.
Watch tight end. Even. 4 down. Even. Watch. 5 wide. 56. Switch. Check.
Going on the ground with Eckler. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 24-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Pass 85. Kill. Tighten up. Check 3.
Now Eckler. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Watch the fly. Motion. Check. Pass. Alert. Check 13.
On the ground with the rookie Devin Singletary. And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares. Sunday.
And now they'll throw with Allen. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
Shit.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Check 3.
From the gun, it's Allen. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Check. Bang. Bang. Alert 3. Switch.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jones. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the Bills' opening drive yields 3. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10. This is Joe Mixon, 4th in the NFL in rushing last season. Tremaine Edmonds, the Bills' leading tackler as a rookie last year, in on the stop there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. Grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 38, Dalton. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Andrew Billings gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. So the sack, and now it's 3rd and long for Dalton and the Bengals.
93, 52, 93, 44, 44. Here we go.
And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Hands up.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Eckler. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Throwing is Allen on third. Over the middle, complete. It's Jones. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Ross on the return. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Passing, it's Dalton. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Carter. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Check me out. Check me out. Mike's 49. Mike's 49. Go out.
On 2nd down and 4. Dalton, he'll let this go end zone for Green. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I know I'm not giving enough credit to the defenders because that pass was incomplete. But come on, it was A.J. Green. I always expect him to come up with the ball.
Yeah, on those deep routes especially, even on incompletions, it's fun to watch him run those routes.
It certainly is, but he eats up ground and he usually goes up and gets it.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Dalton here from the gun. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Hands up. Leave. Hey.
Check next
61. Matchbox lights.
No.
They go back to the ground now with Mixon. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3.
Man, I got you.
To throw here, Dalton. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Here's Dalton. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3.
Makes the score Bengals 7, Bills 3.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
At their own 33-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Mike 57. Hey, let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Hatchet. Hatchet.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Yeldon. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Ready?
57's right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Say it.
Gun.
Say it.
They'll run here with Eckler. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. We got 4. We got 4. Switch it. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Big edge. Big edge. Big edge.
He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. We got double up. Double up.
To throw, it's Allen. The left side completion to Jones. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 31-yard line.
That's another Bills first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Allen going to come to the line here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game.
Check. Off 52. Check. Stop.
On the give, this is Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Tight.
Whip. Watch the whip.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Watch the sit. Hey, hold. Pass.
A handoff, it's Eckler. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Allen to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Allen going to come to the line here, 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game.
I got 15. Me.
Allen. And the grab by Croft. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Pass 85, pass 85.
They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Throwing now is Allen. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Preston Brown came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. To the air, Allen. He's got the hook up to John Brown on the right side. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And Hauschka's kick is good. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought 1st half. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 8.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the 1st half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Dalton now to pass. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A gain of 32 that time.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
Slam. Check 24. Check 24. Shit.
Easy.
They'll give it to Mixon. He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They send Green to the left on his own. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Throwing, Dalton. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone. For a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That was a really nice run there to bring up 3rd and short. After the incompletion on 1st down, it's awfully nice to have a running back that you can hand it to and put you back in a good situation.
Hey, check. 57. Wild Bill.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Preston Brown able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Green's got it over the middle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Gain of 13 yards. And a Bengal first down.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory, right at the 40.
Rush in.
Now Joe Mixon. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
You get rock me. You get
368.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. SOS.
Now a first carry from Giovanni Bernard. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. And he'll be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 32.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Hands up. Lady.
Mike, 49.
Better break. You better break. I'm letting you know right now. You better break.
Mike, 49.
Hands up.
3rd and 2 for Dalton. He'll let this go in zone for Green. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. It's Eckler again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Loss of 1. It's now 3rd and 9.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Allen from the gun, he'll throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That'll put him at 96 yards receiving now for the game, and he's got a first down as well.
First and 10 at the 40.
Here's Allen on first and 10. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Give them 32 on the play. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Geno Atkins got home that time.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Allen. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? And Green with a catch left side. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Andy Dalton now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Dalton gives to Bernard. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
Oh, that's a big one right there. You talk about breaking off a huge chunk of real estate. But if you're the defensive coordinator, you cannot dwell on the fact you just gave up an explosive run. You have to look ahead, regroup your guys, and figure out a way to slow down this attack.
Hands up, lady.
Mike, 49. Watch the out.
Nice.
Check that.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
I'm coming.
368. Go.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They send Green to the left on his own.
49 to Mike. Watch 49.
6 man. Check curls.
On second down and 4. Dalton. Green's open, and he's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Andy Dalton with his 3rd touchdown pass of the game. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Bryant tacks on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Once more, here's Eckler. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Now, that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Allen under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Geno Atkins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long.
Kill. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. And that will be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The Bills send the punter out as he'll come on to kick this one away. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now here's Ross, able to slither by. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
A gain of 18 on the play. And a Bengal first down.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Hey, alert 3.
On the run, it's Mixon. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
That one covers 29 yards, first down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key to left tackle?
Without it.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But somebody, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win again.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete. The Bills send the punter out. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this will be taken at the 13. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. This ball game certainly has gotten a little out of hand. This is normally when they say you got to fill. This is fill time for guys like you and I. But, yeah, to be frank, just a dominating performance. Really impressive what we've seen.
It is, and I'm glad that you went in that direction because otherwise we're going to have to talk about the museum tour we took yesterday.
Which was also impressive.
Which was also very impressive. But this game, how they've done it, offense, defense, special teams, they put it all together. And I got to tell you, I am beyond impressed by what I've seen from this team.
On 2nd down now, Bernard. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
All day, just like that. Just like that. Switch!
On 3rd down, Mixon. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. Here's Matt Darr now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. With it is Brown. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Check 9, check 9.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zay Jones that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
Now Allen to throw on third down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Around the NFL, they're in the 4th now in Green Bay. It's the Broncos that have added on to their lead. A win would be their 2nd on the young season. And they will take a knee here.
Ready up.
49, guys. Mike, 49. I got it.
Let's go.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. Here's Matt Darr now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Bengals, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Bills, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.